Very good afternoon. Welcome to Lunchtime News Bulletin live on Mtv Sports. With news first, I'm Shahan Jirampati. Let's take a look at your headlines this afternoon. 8 Sri Lankans arrested during a protest in Jordan. District Secretaries of Badul and Noor earlier say that the Ministry of Finance has agreed to provide solutions for potato farmers. Turkey calls for peace talks between Syrian government and opposition. Now for those stories in detail. 8 Sri Lankan employees working at a garment factory in Jordan have been arrested, while 4 others have been injured during a protest. Speaking to News First, the employees said that a false accusation levelled against them by the owners of the garment factory on the theft of fabric led to this protest. According to reports, the local police who were called to the scene by the employers has fired tear gas at the group in order to disperse them. 8 protesters have been arrested, while 4 protesters who fled from the scene were injured. The injured were later treated. When an inquiry was made in this regard from Deputy General Manager at the Foreign Employment Bureau, Mangala Randhaniya, while confirming the incident, he told News First that it is prohibited by Jordanian law to protest or to carry out any trade union action with regard to any issue or dispute. He further said that the Sri Lankan embassy in Jordan is currently holding talks with the police to release the arrested. Well, News First, of course, made an inquiry from the Deputy General Manager of the Foreign Employment Bureau, Mangala Randhaniya, regarding the matter.
The Ministry of Foreign Employment Promotion and Welfare, the Honorable Dilan Sarah, has instructed the SLBSC to do the necessary intervention through the embassy in Jordan. Now, according to the instruction of the Minister, we have informed yesterday itself to the embassy officials deployed by SLBSC to intervene. They have gone to the place and they could settle the matter with the management of the said garment factory. But at the same time, the people who were organizing the thing being arrested by the police. Now the embassy is making some negotiation under the instruction of the chairman and the minister to get them released. So that is the present situation, but the embassy will be able to get them released soon.
On to other local news. District Secretaries of the Badulu and Noor districts say that they have come to an agreement with the Ministry of Finance to end the crisis faced by potato farmers in the respective districts. Badula District Secretary Rohana Kirti Disanaika said that following several requests by the Ministry of Finance has granted approval to impose a tax on imported potatoes. He added that therefore necessary steps will be taken by the state institutes in this regard.
We presented these facts to the Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and said to impose a tax on imported potatoes in order to save the potato farmers in the country. And the Secretary to the Ministry of Finance arrived at the decision on imposing a tax on imported potatoes last week. Usually after imposing a tax, it takes around a week or two for it to be implemented to provide a sufficient time period for the importers who are currently in the process of importing potatoes. If not, it will affect the current stocks. And those who are importing the new stock can take the import tax into consideration. Nuwara District Secretary DPG Kumarasiri points out that although a tax has been imposed on imported potatoes, the prevalent crisis will go on for about another 2 weeks.
Many people
have asked us how come there has been no change in prices after the tax came into effect. It should be pointed out that there will not be an immediate change in the prices as soon as the tax comes into effect. At present, there are stocks that have been imported that are stored at warehouses. This tax will be effective for those stocks that are imported in the future. It usually takes a week or two for a tax to be felt in the market. The government and the Ministry of Finance have assured us that this tax will be implemented. Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning Dr. Sarat Amunagama says that the time has come for the private sector to contribute towards the development of infrastructure in the country. The Deputy Minister expressed his views addressing the opening ceremony of the 31st annual sessions of the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects yesterday.
The latest report of the United Nations says that in 2013 Sri Lanka will be the fastest growing economy in South Asia. With this infrastructure growth, the private sector will play a much bigger role. And on that platform, it is very vital that the input of the private sector in Sri Lanka should boost the growth momentum which has been driven by governmental activity so far. That is the need of the hour. I don't think government can go on spending like this very much into the future. It must be a partnership.
Also addressing a media briefing yesterday, the Platform for Freedom said that it is an internationally accepted fact that the violation of human rights in Sri Lanka remains unresolved.
Several political representatives were present at the media briefing.
නොවිසඳුණු මානව හිමිකම් උල්ලංඝනය තත්වයක් ලංකාවේ තිබෙන බව අද වෙනකොට ජාත්‍යන්තරය පිළි අරගෙන තිබෙනවා. මේ තත්වය තුල
It has been internationally accepted that a situation of unresolved violation of human rights exists in the country. Therefore, a mechanism is necessary internationally to look into this matter. We do not need another useless proposal. One proposal read that the LLRC report should be brought into effect. Now the civil society is saying that a much stronger proposal should be brought in March.
දැන් මේ මාර්තු මාසේ අපිට ප්‍රබල යෝජනාවක් අවශ්‍යයි කියන තැන සිවිල් සමාජයේ ඉන්නවා.
දැන් රජයේ හැම එකටම කියනවා මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා රජයට එරෙහිව තව තීරණයක් ගේන්න බව ඒක රජය ඒක ශ්‍රී ලංකා රටට එරෙහිව
is taken against the Sri Lankan government. We do not see this as something brought against Sri Lanka. It is a decision taken to steer the country on the right path. Therefore, the citizens of this country should tell the international community to take a decision.
හැරවීම සඳහා ගේන්න තීරණය. ඒ නිසා මේ රටේ ප්‍රවාසී හැමදෙනාම ජාත්‍යන්තර ප්‍රජාවට අපි කියන්න ඕනේ මේ වාගේ තීරණයක් ගන්න කියලා.
Vans and buses used to transport school children in the Hatton area came under inspection today. Vehicles that also provide transport services to the garment industry in the area were also inspected. Now, following this inspection, 22 vehicles were banned from offering transport services as of this afternoon. The inspection is headed by the Transport Inspector of the Central Province Passenger Transport Authority and the Motor Vehicle Inspector of Noora Elia. Our correspondent said that the inspection commenced at the Hatton Police Station this morning. A period of 14 days was granted for certain vehicles that were inspected to address shortcomings. Our correspondent said that since many vehicles did not possess the permit issued by the Central Province Passenger Transport Authority, a period of 14 days were granted to obtain the permit. A group of persons who migrated from the country during the war returned to the island. Our correspondent said that they arrived to the island under temporary passport which was issued by the International Organization for Migration. This group had sought refuge in camps in the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu during the war. The group of 3 families with 17 members arrived in the island yesterday. Our correspondent said that they are permanent residents of the Vaunia and Mena areas. Meanwhile, today is International Mother Language Day. The theme for this year is Mother Tongue and Books.
The linguistic history recites a remarkable historic story on the International Mother Language Day. The story is based on the splitting of Pakistan and Bangladesh due to a language issue. Following the incident, UNESCO took steps to name an International Mother Language Day in 1999. The definition of a person's mother language means the language which is first used in a person's life. Therefore, our mother language is Sinhala, while the mother tongue of the Tamil society is the Tamil language. A person uses his or her mother tongue to express views and ideas because that was the first thing he or she learned. You can learn a secondary language later, but you cannot express your views and ideas just as well with your mother tongue. Because we think according to our mother tongue, our norms are created with the use of our mother language. So we have to understand the value and nourish the literature of our language. So this is what we have to do on a day like this. Meanwhile, Minister of National Languages and Social Integration Vasudeva Nanakar said that the objective of the government is to successfully implement a program to make all citizens in Sri Lanka versatile in speaking both Sinhala and Tamil. Today is World Mother Language Day. Therefore, it is a day that every country admires their respective language. As Sinhala and Tamil are the main languages in our country, today we promote the two languages. English is a necessary language, but the mother languages need to be developed. We need to consider it sacred. It is one objective of the President's 5-year plan to create a society which is fluent in both languages.
In sports news, Minister of Sports Mahindananda Alutgamage says that there are very few people in this country that genuinely work for the love of sports. The minister made this statement while addressing an event to bid farewell to senior athlete Prasanna Sampath Amarsekara.
Prasanna Sampath, who showed exceptional talent in the athletic arena, officially announced his retirement from the sport yesterday. Minister of Sports Mahindananda Alutgamage was the chief guest of the event held at the Department of Sports Development. Sportsmen are told to achieve victory in sports but not to stop at retiring. Continue to create sportsmen like yourself and dedicate yourself more to the sport after retirement. You do not have to come to a minister. If a sportsman achieves victory, the money which is given to him is for him. From here on, a sportsman who has achieved victory does not have to come to a politician or a minister. There are few people who carry out their sporting activities wholeheartedly with the love for the country.
රටට ආදරෙන් මේ ක්‍රීඩාවට ආදරෙන් මේක ඇඟට අරගෙන මේක කරන මිනිස්සු අද රටේ හරි අඩුයි.
හැමදෙනාගේම තියෙන උනන්දුව හා කැපකිරීම ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට ඇති වුණොත් මම හිතනවා ලොකු ගමනක්.
I believe we can go a long way if every sportsman has the dedication and the interest. The reason for the development in the sport is the talent the sportsman possesses and the talent the coach possesses as well. I give my special thanks for appreciating me even at the last minute. Prasanna Sampath has 48 international medals and 3 gold medals from the Asian Athletic Meet to his name. He also won 10 gold medals at the Asian Grand Prix in the 400 meters and 200 meter events.
Well, that's our lunchtime news bulletin. As always, it was a pleasure having you with us. I'm Shahin Jarangpati. Have a wonderful day with you. Goodbye.